Hey, Jeremy. Very good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, we're at DevOpsDays 2024.
Yes.
I know you're a volunteer. You've helped make all this possible.
Yeah.
Great event. Congratulations. You should feel very good about it.
Yeah. It's good seeing you again, Ty.
Thank you very much. So the reason we wanted to talk to you was you're currently in the job market.
I am.
I know you're looking for an opportunity.
Yes.
And we know that the job landscape has changed so much over the last few years. Companies are hiring, the patterns have changed and the way that they're hiring, the processes have changed. So we want to talk to you a little bit about what the experience has been like. So why don't we start with a little bit about you? What's your background?
Sure.
What direction are you currently headed in, et cetera?
So I just retired out of the military late last year after 21 years in the Navy, with 9 of those being here in central North Carolina, basically playing Army.
Right.
So for almost 21 years, I didn't need to look for a job.
Right.
I was told where to go, told where to be, and so when I took off my uniform for the last time, and entered the real world, I got the culture shock that I think a lot of veterans get, and it doesn't matter how much you really prepare for it, it still hits you.
Right.
And you go from a society where you wear your value on your collar, on your sleeve, and now you have to go almost starting over to proving yourself again.
Right.
So I entered the workforce in January with an internship. I knew there wasn't a job lined up at the end, but it gave me a chance to kind of upskill a little bit and learn about cloud. Before that, I've been primarily like a networking guy. So route switch, data center infrastructure, stuff like that. In the last couple of years, I dove into automation with a little bit of platform, but mostly building pipelines and automating tool sets.
Interesting.
So I have a broad skill set. I've touched a lot of things, got my fingers in a lot of things over these years, but I don't think I specialized as much as some of these these hiring companies are looking for, and that's the hurdle that I face.
I was going to ask you, that's a great segue into what's the experience been like, what's gone right, what's gone wrong,
I can start with what's gone wrong is getting through the company's like ATS system, with your resume we were told when, for one, after 20 years, it's the first time I had to make a resume. So I put all my skill sets on it. I thought it was pretty good. Submit it for applications, and it doesn't pass, their screening system because it's not as specialized or doesn't meet most of the criteria or something like that. And it wasn't until I started failing at this before I realized, and I talked to some mentors, that you really do need to tailor your resume to that specific job. And I wasn't doing it. Maybe it was ego on my end. I was like, I've got a really nice resume here.
Right.
This speaks to almost 2 decades worth of work that I've done, but it doesn't pass the initial sniff test for these companies. So tailoring the resume, and that's that takes time. It could eat up like an hour of your time just tailoring the one resume.
Sure.
It's true what they say, like job hunting is a full-time job in itself.
Right.
And I'm finding that this past couple months.
Right. What do you feel like has gone right? I don't mean to put you on the spot. No.
So it's a great reality check.
Yeah.
I lived within a bubble.
Yeah.
And so finally actually seeing what the public side, what the civilian side is, it's a reality check. It's humbling.
Right. Do you have any best practices for someone that might be listening or viewing this that might be in the job market also? Again, anything that they could do to better their chance? I know you've already talked about making your resume specific or to the actual job, to each individual job opportunity. So that's certainly one best practice. Any tips or?
Yes. So it's true what they say. It's more about who you know than what you know. Network. That is paramount in the job market now is. And one of the added benefits of being a community organizer is I get to network with people, and it's helped me start to get my foot in the door with that. So if you're a job seeker applying for a company, reach out to recruiters, connect with them on LinkedIn, find somebody that has the job title that within that company, and pick their brain about it. Chances are that might help. When it gets to the screening process, maybe that guy looks at your resume. Oh, I remember that guy.
Right.
Yeah, we chatted on LinkedIn about stuff. So definitely, reach out, take the effort to get to know people.
Yeah.
Even in the age of AI, it's still a human game.
Right.
So,
Right.
nothing beats,
That's a good point.
talking to somebody.
Right. Hey, this is Todd with All Things Open. Thank you so much for watching. We truly appreciate it. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button. We've got a lot of new content coming we think you're going to be interested in. One final favor, be sure to go to allthingsopen.org, allthingsopen.org to see everything that we do. Back to the video. Any tips for hiring companies? Any practices or methodologies that you've seen that might be improved, or maybe a different way of doing things that might result in a better outcome for them attempting to find qualified candidates?
Yeah. Nobody's going to meet all the requirements of a job posting.
Okay.
It is nearly impossible.
Yeah.
And back for the job hunters, even if you don't meet them all, apply anyway.
Right.
For the hiring companies, keep that in mind. And it's nerve-wracking, right? I'm great at talking, like, you and I have chatted plenty of times.
Sure.
But if you were to all of a sudden say, this is an interview, I would clam up. So my palms would sweat, I'm not great in that kind of atmosphere.
Right.
I believe, I succeed more with proving my value afterwards. So, for companies, just, keep that in mind.
Right.
We're humans, we're nervous. We're, as job seekers, are putting ourselves out there because we're in a vulnerable state, like we're looking for employment. And just be human.
Right. Well, so let's maybe end by talking a little bit about you.
Yeah.
What type of job are you looking for? What do you want to do? What are you currently pursuing?
That's the $1,000 question, right? Yeah. We joke in the military that when we get out, now it's time to get that grown-up job, right? I've dabbled in so many things. I'm still trying to kind of scope down like what exactly. I love DevOps. I'm organizing DevOps Days, right?
Yeah, of course.
I love data center operations. So anything dealing with a data center or with DevOps, or even with, like, back to network engineering, like anything that allows me to get my hands dirty and get back and into the equipment and on the keyboard. That's where I love to be.
Right. Well, I know that you're active on social media because I see your posts, and they're always really good posts.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
Sure. On Twitter/X, I am at GetDevOps. I'm surprised when that name wasn't taken like two years ago when I grabbed it. So Get with a GIT.
Right.
On LinkedIn, if you search me, Jeremy R. Neff, I'm the only one there, so it's easy to find me. And those are the two I'm most active on.
Very nice.
Yeah, I love to connect with anybody and have a conversation.
Well, good. You're telling a whole lot of people to get in touch with you.
I hope so.
I hope things work out.
I hope this is catching my good side.
Very good. It is. I don't think you have a bad side, just for the record.
Anyway,
it's been great to talk to you. Thanks for taking the time.
Todd.
Super interesting topic. Again, I know that the job landscape has changed so much. So many people are adjusting to a newer reality, one that is much different than it was even 2 years ago.
It is.
So we just wanted to get your perspective. We wanted to get your take on your experience and what you're going through, because there are a lot of other people in our community that are going through exactly the same thing right now. So hopefully a lot of people will find it beneficial.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope somebody can take away this and learn a lot. And if people got pointers for me, I am all ears.
Good deal.
So,
well, good luck.
Yeah, thank you, Todd. Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks.